Everybody gets it wrong. You don't box this guy. It's like, how can I explain it to you in a way you understand? You can't box him.
Some shot, that one. Head out. Very nice. Double jab, right hand roll. We've done a lot of great work, but this is a very important week. Keep his confidence high, keep the morale high, and enjoy it. He's almost there. Put the finishing touch on it this week and we'll be ready to go.
Derek Chisora's reaction said it all. The moment he laid eyes on Joseph Parker's new bulked-up physique, the boxing world understood something had changed. This wasn't the same Parker who once relied solely on speed and timing. This was a heavier, sharper, and far more dangerous version. A man who had
He's just unbelievable great. Yeah, forget good, he's amazing. Yeah, he's great, he's amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali.
Built his frame and mindset for destruction. The added muscle hasn't slowed him down. It's refined his power and presence. Every movement, every punch carries a sense of authority. Parker looks stronger, meaner, and more imposing than ever before. And Fabio Wardley should be worried. Chisora's comments
Mate, it's like you got more chance of winning the lottery than you beat.
Like what many in the fight game already suspect, Parker has evolved into a different beast. His timing, composure, and physical transformation have elevated him into another class entirely. When an old-school warrior like Chisora confidently dismisses Wardley's chances, it speaks volumes. It means Parker's aura has returned, that silent, cold confidence of a man who knows exactly what he's capable of. And if any doubts lingered, they were obliterated by Parker's latest training footage. Each punch lands with terrifying precision. His combinations flow with speed and purpose, while the thud of impact echoes through the gym like a war drum. Parker's bulked-up frame hasn't made him sluggish.
Joseph Parker is an excellent amateur, former world champion. He is a lot older in terms of boxing mileage, Parker, but the problem, I think,
turned him into a powerhouse of control and composure. Every jab, hook, and cross looks deliberate, a message to Wardley and the entire division. This isn't just preparation, it's a statement. Adam Smith captured it perfectly. Joseph Parker isn't fading, he's evolving. Despite the miles on his career,
show no love. Love will get you killed. You know what? Everyone's got a different dynamic and a different path. You just got to do what you got to do, that's it. My advice to any sports star would be
his sharpness and conditioning have surged once again. Against Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang, he displayed poise, maturity, and tactical brilliance, the kind that only world-class fighters possess. If there was any rust left from earlier years, it's been buried under layers of experience, precision, and self-belief.
Obviously, you've been in with Fabio Wardley on a couple of occasions. What are his biggest qualities?
Well, you don't need me to tell you nothing more than he can punch very hard. You know, you only have to ask my face. Yeah, he can really bang, and he's gritty. He's tough and he's gritty. You know, that's definitely his strengths. But then again, so is Joseph Park. You know, very tough, very durable, very good boxing brain. It's a cracking fight though. It just.
Then came Tyson Fury's words, and they cut to the core. This is war, not friendship. The Gypsy King knows exactly what Parker needs to do. There's no room for compassion, no sentiment between sparring brothers. Against Fabio Wardley, Fury insists Parker must be ruthless, surgical, and unforgiving. He's not fighting to prove a point. He's fighting to dominate, to crush, to remind the heavyweight division.
So what's this diss track you made?
Bro, what the fuck? I've never been more confused in my life. If I did make it,
I'd stand on it and go, yeah, I told you to get fucked in the track or whatever I said. But bro, don't.
That he's still one of its most dangerous predators. Carl Froch echoed that sentiment, pointing out what fans can see with their own eyes. Parker looks locked in, physically, mentally, spiritually. The muscle isn't just for show, it's a sign of purpose. His aura exudes control and calm aggression, the look of a man who knows what's coming and how to handle it. Froch believes Parker's sheer physical and mental strength could overwhelm Wardley before the younger fighter even realizes what's happening. Meanwhile, Fabio Wardley's recent outburst told another story, one of frustration and unease. While Parker's transformation has been met with admiration, Wardley's reaction came off defensive, even unsettled. It's the sound of a man realizing the mountain he's about to climb is far.
But he's also gone behind in certain areas of his technique, which was proven in his last fight against, was it Hooney?
Justice Hooney.
Justice Hooney, right? Because he was exposed.
He was.
For his boxing skills.
Yeah.
Steeper than expected. Parker's size, strength, and composure appear to have already begun their psychological work. The mind games have started, and Parker holds the upper hand. Duke McKenzie didn't sugarcoat his analysis. He acknowledged Wardley's hunger and power, but emphasized the crucial gap in technical skill. Against Justice Hooney, Wardley showed flashes of inexperience, flawed footwork, poor balance, and an over-reliance on power shots. Those weaknesses don't matter much against mid-level opponents, but Joseph Parker is not one of those. He's a veteran who's seen every style and knows how to exploit every small mistake. McKenzie believes Parker's timing and IQ could dismantle Wardley piecemeal.
It's one to watch.
Good fight, isn't it?
It is a good fight.
I'm actually looking forward to that. I think Parker does it with the experience and the skills and that.
I think he overcomes, but I think it's too big of a
Wardley punches hard. Wardley punches hard enough to make it a fight and then drag him into something and make it like so interesting.
Fabio's always in the fight, Carl. He has his shown against Justice Hooney.
Piece, exposing every technical flaw. Against a rejuvenated Parker, he warned, power alone won't save Wardley. If those gaps remain, the fight could turn brutal very quickly. Tony Bellew agreed. For him, this matchup isn't about brute strength. It's about experience, intelligence, and adaptability. Wardley might have momentum, but Parker has fought under the brightest lights and survived the fiercest storms. Bellew emphasized the intangibles, the ability to read distance, adjust defense mid-round, and counter at the perfect moment. Those instincts come only from years at the elite level. Wardley can punch, no question, but Parker can think, and that, Bellew argued, is the true difference maker. As rounds progress, Parker's composure will suffocate Wardley's aggression.
I spent 2 or 3 times in the Tyson Fury gym.
Yeah, is there anything anything happen there? We know you like the sparring.
He knows, yeah.
Yeah.
If you see a jump, even I'm not 100% in the good, so I know where to touch, I know where to go.
Early exchanges might look even, but once Parker settles into rhythm, he'll start dictating every second of the fight. Then came Martin Bakoli's insight, perhaps the most revealing of all. Having shared countless sparring rounds with Parker, Bakoli described a man who has turned those sessions into evolution. Training with Fury, Joyce, and Bakoli himself has transformed Parker into a master of control. Bakoli praised Parker's ability to touch and go, to engage, score, and retreat with perfect timing. It's a skill that separates good fighters from elite ones. His respect for Parker isn't admiration, it's recognition. Bakoli knows exactly what it feels like to trade punches with a heavyweight who blends power with precision. He made it clear Parker...
I love Joseph, and I think that he's stronger, he's faster, and Parker right now is the top 3. Usyk, Moses, and Parker. This is the names now. So Parker is a top guy. He deserves a title fight. He deserves the world title fight. So I'm with Parker team. He will win.
Isn't relying on brute force. He's operating with calculated sharpness, built from years of facing the best. If Wardley charges in recklessly, Parker's counters could punish him instantly. Guido Vianello echoed that sentiment, calling Parker one of the top 3 heavyweights in the world right now. High praise from an active fighter in the division. That kind of endorsement isn't casual. It's rooted in respect for Parker's form, consistency, and danger. Vianello pointed out that Parker's balance of patience and power makes him a nightmare to face. He doesn't rush, doesn't panic. He breaks opponents down systematically. When your fellow professionals start publicly backing you, it means they see something special. Parker's resurgence, Vianello insisted, isn't hype, it's earned. Duke McKenzie went further, describing Parker as a silent predator inside the ring. Gone is the hesitant, overthinking fighter of...
You know what I know? He's become a bit of a predator, and he waits and he pushes and he pushes and then he waits and then he springs and sets his trap and then bang.
Years passed. The modern Parker stalks, calculates, and strikes with surgical precision. He doesn't chase knockouts. He manufactures them. His patience lures opponents into traps. His footwork narrows their escape, and his timing finishes the job. It's the blueprint of a veteran who's learned every lesson the hard way. Under Andy Lee's guidance, every move Parker makes now has purpose. Every feint, every pause, every jab, they're all part of a larger strategy. McKenzie's warning carries weight. When a former world champion calls you a predator, he's not speaking figuratively. He's identifying danger. Parker's calm exterior conceals a ruthless finisher waiting to strike. Eddie Hearn's perspective adds the business layer, and it's just as telling. This isn't the same Joseph Parker, he said. The promoter who once questioned Parker's consistency now praises his resurgence. Hearn knows what it means.
Career, but Parker fight's a dangerous fight for anybody. And
it'd be a different fight to the Cardiff fight.
Yeah, I mean, look, we beat him once, but that was a unification. That was a long time ago, and Joe's on great form. And
when a fighter rediscovers himself, Parker has matured, technically sharper, mentally steadier, physically stronger. Since teaming up with Andy Lee, he's rebuilt his arsenal from the ground up. His defense is cleaner, his combinations crisper, and his ring IQ sharper than ever. When even promoters and former opponents start calling you dangerous again, the entire division takes notice. Hearn's acknowledgement signals a shift. Parker isn't chasing relevance, he's demanding it. A win over Wardley doesn't just mean another victory. It opens the door to another world title run. And this time, Parker would enter as a man who's been tested, broken, and reborn. That's a terrifying prospect for anyone standing in his way. Adam Smith wrapped it up best. Parker's rejuvenation under Andy Lee has been nothing short of remarkable. The jab, the defense, the timing.
I mean, I think Parker has got wonderful skills, and under Andy Lee, he's really rejuvenated, and I think he's one of the best heavyweights in the world, period now. Former world champion, of course. I think he's better than he once was, so that's a problem for Wardley, but Wardley brings that power in, and remember, Joe Joyce knocked Joe Parker out. Others have had him in trouble.
Everything looks sharper, smarter, and more confident. Smith acknowledged Wardley's danger, but he also reminded fans that the Parker who lost to Joe Joyce no longer exists. This version is refined, a fighter who's learned, adapted, and come back stronger. Wardley's power is genuine, but Parker's composure is something few can match. Experience is the ultimate equalizer. When Smith says Parker is better than he's ever been, it's not just flattery, it's a warning to the rest of the heavyweight scene. This fight is more than a bout, it's a generational test. The ruthless hunger of Fabio Wardley collides with the refined brilliance of a reborn Joseph Parker. One man fights to rise, the other to reclaim. Parker's size, strength, and tactical awareness make him look every bit the veteran predator, patient, dangerous, and calm. Wardley, though fearless, steps into deep waters against a man who's already survived the fire. If Parker wins, he cements himself as a top 3 heavyweight and forces his name back into the world title conversation. But if Wardley pulls off the impossible, a new British star will be born overnight. Either way, it's a collision of eras. Experience versus ambition. Composure versus chaos. When the lights go down and the bell rings, it won't just be a fight, it will be a battle of will, wisdom, and war. The question remains, who are you backing? The seasoned predator Joseph Parker, or the fearless powerhouse Fabio Wardley?